Hey, what's up everybody? So welcome to the kitchen. I'm super excited for this one. I'm doing a video on how to make what I call my grandma's better than Cracker Barrel buttermilk biscuits. Out of the oven, you want to go ahead and pour it on top. Y'all, this one is so good. I've made it a few times and I just was like, yo, I gotta make a video on this one. Natasha's holding the camera right now, so
they are
she can testify.
Good, y'all. Good.
Her review was that it tasted like dessert. All right.
It is.
So this is super easy. I'm gonna walk y'all through it, and I promise you, I believe you can do the same. All right. So first thing you're gonna start with clearly is your main ingredient, flour. All right. So we're gonna be making about, I would say, we're gonna be filling up this skillet right here. And I believe it makes somewhere around between 8 to 10 biscuits. So, you know, definitely enough for a family to be able to eat 2 rounds, because you're going to want, I promise you're going to want double.
What kind of flour are you using? So
this is just regular flour, all-purpose flour. I'm making a mess, y'all, but we're going to need it on this counter anyway, because this is where we're going to be making our biscuits. So we're going to go ahead and measure. I think this is coming out to 2 cups, so boom. And I'm going to do 1 more cup. Like I said, it's okay if you make a mess, because you don't need some flour on your workstation anyway. All right, there we go. So that is 3 cups of flour done there. All right, so next thing we're gonna move into is our baking powder. All right, you're gonna need 5 teaspoons of baking powder. So go ahead and pull out your measuring piece and go ahead and rock 5 teaspoons there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so baking powder is done. Next thing you're gonna need is some baking soda. Try to get some fresh baking soda if you got it. Honestly, this one ain't fresh. We've had it in the pantry for about a few months. So
let us know in the comments if you have some expired baking soda.
Everybody has some expired baking soda in their pantry. All right, so you're gonna want a ½ a teaspoon of this one, guys. So not too much. This is what's gonna help your biscuits rise. All right, ½ a teaspoon. Boom. All right, we're done with the baking soda. All right, next thing we're gonna need is our salt. All right, we're gonna need our salt. We're gonna be looking at doing about a 1½ teaspoon of salt. All right. So we got that one. Boom. And you want to just do a ½ of one. Right there. Boom. All right, then we're going to be moving over to our sugar. You know what? I don't have my sugar over here, so let me grab it. Uh-oh, I feel like we're almost out of sugar.
We have some more in the my coffee cabinet.
All right. So we're going to do a tablespoon of sugar. So like I said, we're almost out, so I got to make sure I get it right. Tablespoon, and if you really got a little sweet tooth, you know, you throw a little extra in there with that sugar, you know what I'm saying? All right, so that's about a tablespoon of sugar. And now we're moving into so before you put in, all right, so before you do your wet, you want to go ahead and whisk your dry. All right, so let me go ahead and get my whisk. You want to go ahead and whisk together your dry, guys. This is your flour with your baking soda, baking powder, sugar, and your salt. All right, now moving into the secret piece. Okay, this is where the stuff you got to get right when you're doing this. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take an entire stick of butter, all right, and you want to put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes to get it as cold as possible, because that's what's going to make sure that when your butter is in your biscuit cooking, it's steaming and creating that fluff that everybody loves. All right, so I've already got my butter. That's the one I'm showing y'all, but that's there. And honestly, you can put your you can put your buttermilk in the freezer too. So you want to get your buttermilk super cold and your butter super cold. All right, so the little trick here to get your butter in to your dry, you want to do your butter next, is to get you a grater after you had it inside of the freezer for at least 20 minutes, is you want to get your grater out and just grate that butter right into the dry mix. All right, just like so. Once you got your butter in there, get your wooden spoon. You're gonna just mix it, guys. Be careful, because that flour would definitely pop around. But you want to get in there with, it's going to turn into like little pea-sized like little peas in there. Mix it in there nice and good until you really can't see the butter anymore. But it's in there. Alright. And now at that point, you're ready for your buttermilk. Alright, this is when it gets fun. And I tell you, roll your sleeves up. Alright, because it's going to get a little messy. But this is where I say you get a chance to really channel. If any of you come from a family of cooks, I promise you, if you don't come from a family of cooks, somebody in your family, your great-great-grandmama, somebody made homemade biscuits. And at this point, you get to channel this, all right? So you're gonna go ahead and get your super cold buttermilk, all right? You're gonna need about a 1 cup to 1/4, 1 and 1/4 cup. So just go ahead and pour that first cup in there. And then I like to just pour in there, okay? And then go ahead and stir. I'm gonna do another little cup. All right, when you start to stir that one in there, this is when your dough is gonna start getting a little sticky, a lot sticky. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I don't want to mix it up too much, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pour 1/4 in there. 1/4. All right, that's the rest of that one. And honestly, you may be ready. You may have to use a little bit more. You know, I'm gonna be able to test it out and see. Sometimes I have to pour a little bit more to get it. But once you kind of get to this point, it's gonna feel really like this. All right, this is when you got time to get your hands dirty. All right, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and drop some flour down on your workstation. Drop some.
Make
flour.
sure your workstation is clean. The counter.
Yeah. We already cleaned this station off. Go ahead and drop some good flour here, somewhere you can work with. Y'all see I'm just spreading it out, nice little thin layer, okay? Nice little thin layer there. Okay, now you wanna go ahead and drop this, your little pile of dough on it, okay? And then this is where you gotta channel your ancestors, okay? And just work that into a nice, and you'll feel it as you begin to knead it. It's going to begin to come together. I don't feel like I need any more buttermilk here.
How do you know when you have enough?
Well, when you're starting to kneading it, like I'm gonna show y'all my little technique that I do. I may pour a little bit here, but you just want to kind of get it to where it starts to kind of like stick together.
Okay.
All right. So this is the technique. Once you kind of get it like this, guys. All right, I got a few pieces apart, so I could have used a little bit of buttermilk to kind of make it a little bit stickier, but it's okay. All right, got the flour here. The flour's making you. This is the technique. You want to get into a nice size like this. You want to do this about 6-7 times. What you're doing here is you want to get your dough to a place where you can create layers. All right, so once you get it to about this thick right here, I'm just going to cut it in half. All right, that's 1 time. Put it on top of each other. Flatten it out. Do it again. 2 times. Put it on top of each other. I'm just creating layers. This is what creates and makes it nice and fluffy and a layer. Do it again. Turn it around, make it where I can get the nice half. Half it in half. Put it on there. That's 4 times. All right. Flatten it out. I'm gonna do this about 6-7 times. Do it again. All right. That's 5. Now by this point, you can really start to see you got a nice dough coming together. All right. 6 times. Now you see, I'm not working it a lot. I'm not rubbing. I really got it to this good point. All right, I'm gonna do it 1 more time. All right, 7. Okay. Now it is ready. So what I'm gonna do now, still got a good bit of flour here, is I am now going to thin this out to about 1 inch thick. Got a little butter right there.
I could smell it, butter.
All right, you want to get it to about 1 inch thick, guys. You see me here, and I'm using my hands. I'm not using a rolling pin. All right, I'm channeling my grandma, my great-great-grandma that do all this all the time. They get their hands in there, all right? Because you want to protect your biscuits from having too many seal points. I'll explain that in just a bit. All right, so I'm almost there to where I feel like it's nice and 1 inch thick. A little glass here. Regular glassy, it's not super big, and cut it like this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some flour down. I'm gonna rub that in that flour to get the edges. to where they can pull up nice and easy. Here's another technique, okay? You don't want to twist because you don't want to seal off your biscuits. So when I do it, I'm going in, pressing down, pulling up, pull around it, boom. Got it. Going again. Pressing down, 1, 2, 3, pull up, go around it, boom. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pause because I wanna get these inside of this. I wanna get these inside. So what you wanna do is I like to use a skillet because it really gives you a nice buttery bottom. Oh my gosh, and it's just. A few more to make. You do want them touching just a little bit because they actually help each other to rise. So you want them touching just a little bit on the outer edges. All right, I think I got one more over here on this side, and I'm gonna reset this dough. All right, so next step, right before you put your biscuits in the oven, I'm gonna grab a little brush and just brush the top of my biscuits. Right, so my oven is on 450. We're gonna set it for 15 minutes. Let's go. Oven, they're gonna cook for about 15 minutes. So I'll see you guys in just a bit.
All that.
All right guys, so I just removed them out of the oven. What you wanna do now is you wanna take some more melted butter. As soon as they come out of the oven, you wanna go ahead and pour it on top. Let it just do that finishing touch there. Get that nice sizzle. Got it nice and hot.
What's the name of these biscuits?
My grandma's better than Cracker Barrel buttermilk biscuits, y'all. So delicious.
Here
And
we
right
go.
now they're cooling off. And
Mama, look at this.
Let's look at that flakiness action in there.
woo, look at that, y'all.
Look at it.
Airy.
Woo-hoo.
There, just right. Remember what I told you about the bottom?
Special.
Nice and crusty. So I'm gonna turn it on Natasha. That'll be first dibs.
All right.
Yummy.
Taste. Ready? You want to taste with me, girls?
There you go. Y'all need to grab a piece. It's really hot though.
Ready?
Look at carrot.
Bite. Take a bite, Mama. It's like a treat, like you could have them with a cup of coffee, some warm tea. And it's like really just like flaky, right girls?
And the bird is the
Oh, what's good?
butter.
Is it hot?
What are you doing?
He's just being goofy. Alright y'all, so that is some time in the kitchen today. Hey, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you're watching this on Instagram. Let me know if you make these biscuits and they come out just right. Bon appetit. I want to hear about it. All right, y'all, be good. In the description, I'll definitely drop recipe down there below.
And don't forget to subscribe to
our channel. All right, guys, say bye, everybody.
Bye. Peace out.
Courage, say peace out, homie. Courage like, yo, bro, I'm trying to get some of them biscuits.
the elevator.